So guys, the topic of the day in the Battlefield 5 community is the new 5.2 patch, which just came out, including some pretty sweeping changes to the weapon balance. And as you can imagine, this has been pretty controversial and a lot of people just aren't happy, to say the least. So guys, this is Billy Eat World again, and let's find out. Alright guys, so just before we start, I should mention that look, the 5.2 patch isn't all doom and gloom. There's actually a lot of stuff in there that does look pretty good. But look, all of that's going to get covered on YouTube in about 1,000 other videos over the next few days. And so in this one, I'm just going to stick to the weapon balancing stuff and we're going to take a look at that. But what I would recommend you do is head over and check out the full 5.2 patch notes if you want some more info. As always, I'll leave a link to them in the description section down below. And of course, feel free to keep that discussion going in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about anything in those notes, because I'd really love to see what you think. But anyway, let's get on to the weapon balance changes. And well, like I said, this is a pretty controversial topic at the moment, and it has been for the last few weeks. And if you remember, the same sort of reaction happened this time last year when DICE tried to make some similar changes, which they subsequently rolled back fairly quickly. Now, if you're not up to speed with what's happening with these changes, essentially what they've done is basically rebalance just about every weapon in the game except for the bolt-action rifles and the carbines. And I don't really want to go into the specific weapon stats in this video. There's actually more info on that in the patch notes, but essentially, to break it down, in most cases, weapon handling has been buffed, but damage output has been reduced to compensate. So the question is, why would DICE even want to make that sort of change anyway? And well, the official line for the last few weeks has been because they want to improve weapon diversity. Except, in my opinion, the weapon diversity really wasn't that bad to begin with. Some guns were getting used a bit more than others, but honestly, I really felt like just about everything had its place. And, well, when you look at these changes, it's hard not to think that by making weapon handling easier and increasing bullets to kill, that they're not trying to aim this patch at more casual players. Which makes a lot of sense for a couple of reasons, because not only is Christmas coming up very soon, and there should be an influx of new players, Modern Warfare is also having a few issues as well, and personally, I think this could be a bit of a ploy to poach some of its players. So the question is, have they succeeded? And well, if it turns out that their goal is to attract more casual players, well, we won't really know if that's worked, at least for the next few weeks. But what is pretty obviously clear is that yes, gunplay is definitely a lot easier now, and for the most part, players are able to sponge up a lot more bullets. Now, some people on social media have already started to voice their opinion on this, and as you can imagine, this change hasn't been very popular with veteran players. And I mean, there does seem to be a lot of players who seem to like this change, but at least from my perspective on what I can see on my social media channels, it does seem like the majority of people aren't actually enjoying it. So why is that? Well, for a start, if you've already racked up a few hours of BF4, what you'll notice straight away when you play this patch is that it's a lot less challenging to use most weapons now. Even some of the high recoil guns like the Suomi and the G43 are now almost effortless to use, and well, that kind of takes the challenge out of the game for a lot of experienced players. And also I should mention, some weapons have been nerfed to a point that they've lost their identity. Guns like the FG42, for example, which is meant to be an LMG, now performs more like an SMG. And most importantly, I think, is that the new handling combined with the new damage models, well, it just really takes away from that immersion of using real World War II weapons. Now, obviously, like I said, there are some people that are no doubt enjoying these changes, but that brings me to the last point I want to make in this video, which is it's going to be another split in the player base. I really think Battlefield as a franchise already has an issue of not being able to please every facet of its player base. The problem is they keep changing the format. And you see, the gunplay is the heart and soul of any first-person shooter game, and well, despite having quite a few other faults, that was the one thing that a lot of people really liked about Battlefield 5. And essentially what they've done here with this patch is completely rip out that soul and insert a new one, and that's not going to sit that well with a lot of players. So in a nutshell, whether you like these changes or not, from today, Battlefield 5 is a completely different game from what you first purchased. And like I said, that might not even bother you at all, and you might be having a ball with this new patch, but I can promise you a good portion of the community isn't. Which kind of makes me wonder why the hell DICE would even consider making such a massive change like this in the first place. Surely this is a case of too much, too late. And the issue is, even if they do roll it back now, well, that's just another case of giving a segment of the community something new that they like, and then taking it away to please another segment of the community. And that just can't keep going on like this forever. But anyway, guys, that just about wraps up this quick update video. So as always, make sure you let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you like this new 5.2 weapon balance change, or do you completely hate it? Let me know what you think, because I'd love to take a look. As always, though, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please feel free to check out the links in the description if you want to see any more of these videos. And also, don't forget you can find my Twitter and Discord links down there as well if you want to keep in touch. And as always, until next time, see you later, and have a good one.